Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and the mid-month sneak peek is here, and yes indeed, it is Marvel Rivals. A portal to other realms has opened with power beyond time. She's got mutant powers and a little demonic magic too. Behold, magic! Witness her incredible transformation as she unleashes her sorcery like never before in costume inspired by Marvel Rivals. Now, I think this is really cool, but the community's reaction has been mixed, so I do want to get to that. If we head on over to the forums, we can start to understand why the community's reaction has been mixed. So agents, the duelist, which is the classification in Marvel Rivals for magic and other characters like Winter Soldier and Punisher. The duelist, who deals powerful damage with magic abilities and a combo of various attacks using the Soul Sword, has visited Marvel Future Fight from across the dimensions, the Queen of Limbo from Marvel Rivals. Check out the new look, which is uniform, and abilities, which would be a tier 4, of this superhero who wields a gigantic sword created with her life force. We will provide more detail through the patch notes. So the first reason why I think some people in the community are upset is because this is the only thing from this Marvel Rivals collab. It seems that we're only getting magic. Now, obviously, it's a little bit too soon to jump to the conclusion and say, oh, we're only getting magic and nothing else. At the same time, normally when this is what we see, this is what we expect. You know, if you rewind exactly 12 months ago, this is exactly what happened with the January update 2024. We got Big Booba, Madeline, Goblin Queen, and then the second mid-month was just Mystique, right? So, yeah, we've seen this before. And sure, having a second mid-month with only one character is rather dry, considering that it means you're going to extend the next update by a week or two before you start seeing stuff, seeing sneak peeks, etc. So that's definitely a pain point for some players, that it's just one thing. The second thing I've seen from players, we'll queue up the sneak peek here. So the sneak peek, a little bit brutal on the animation, I gotta say. I feel like they could have done a little bit more. Like, magic looks really good, and it's really just her outfit pulled right from the game, which is awesome. And they pulled her transformation from the game too, so this is really cool, looks really good. I just mean like the background, the sort of, the rest of the work that the sneak peek team did. They did at least have a little bit of, it's subtle, but she like crushes down on the sand when she walks on. But yeah, putting a few trees, I don't know, anything, bro. It looks like it's, when you're loading into a map and your computer's slow and it's like not loaded everything. That's what it looks like. Anywho, so that's the sneak peek. So the first thing that people are upset about is that it's just magic. The second thing that people are upset about, and it makes sense, it's understandable, is that we just had the seasonal uniforms, and as you know, the seasonal uniform for magic was up for grabs. Now, it wasn't discounted, and I made very clear to players, do not buy this uniform. 1, it's not good. 2, it's paywall. And 3, there is a chance she gets replaced with Marvel Rivals magic. I said it in both Marvel Rivals speculation videos. So, listen, I hate to say I told you so, but we are where we are. But yeah, I can totally understand why players are kind of upset. They feel it feels a bit dirty that they just had the seasonal and then boom. Yeah, but it is a 2-year-old seasonal. They weren't really advertising it. I feel like it's mostly user error or user choice in that category. The third reason why I see people being upset is because we're not getting enough from a Rivals collab. Now, again, this sort of goes hand in hand with the first pain point. Assuming that the patch notes are just magic and nothing else, just magic tier 4 with the new uniform, is it enough of a Rivals collab? If you ask me, in my opinion, it's not. And the easiest way to answer this, and the fairest way to answer this, is to just look at the 2 other games that did collabs with Marvel Rivals. Marvel Snap and Marvel Puzzle Quest. In the case of Marvel Snap, you can see they got an absolute gangbang, a bukkake of different cards. Now, the vast majority of these cards are not actually cards, they're just variants, which is sort of like a uniform for a character, but it's a cosmetic uniform only. It doesn't change what the character does. So just to be clear here, it's not as impactful like 1 variant or 5 variants. It doesn't mean as much in Snap as it does as a uniform in Marvel Future Fight, because the uniform in Marvel Future Fight changes the character, gives them new skills, gives them new animations. It's basically like a whole new card. Whereas with these, there are some new cards that didn't exist, like Penny Parker is a brand new card, I believe, and then Rocket and Groot is a brand new card, and Luna Snow, I believe, is a brand new card, and Galacta is a brand new card. So they did get 4 brand new cards, but everything else, I believe, is just a variant. Actually, maybe Bruce is a new card, so 5. So they did get 5 new cards. 5 new cards is like 5 new characters or 5 new uniforms. So they got the equivalent of 5 uniforms plus some extra. You could say about 6 uniforms if you just count the variants. Oh no, shit, was Jeff in the game already? I think Jeff was in the game already. Okay, whatever. They got like at least 4 or 5. Okay, it's a lot. It's a lot. And then in the case of a Puzzle Quest, they got Luna Snow added as a new character, or like a new card. I don't know exactly how it works, but Luna Snow gets added. And then she's got stats or whatever. So this is a brand new character. You can see there's detail, whatever. It's a character. Then they got Namor. Again, and a new character, right? This is Namor from Rivals, and Namor... the Submariner, and then there's Namora, and then there's also Namor Phoenix 5. I don't know how that works. Anyways, but there's a new Namor specifically from Rivals. And then they also got a Marvel Rivals Takes Over Puzzle Quest, where they had a specific Marvel Rivals Season Pass. They had a Marvel Rivals PvP, like, playlist kind of thing, which I guess is like where they highlight certain characters to use in PvP. That relate to Marvel Rivals, even if they're not Namor and Luna. And then they had a Marvel Rivals Daily Play Vault, where you can get rewards and characters, I guess, that relate to characters from Rivals, like stuff related to Penny Parker, related to Star-Lord, Winter Soldier, Hulk, MAGIK, Mantis, and yeah, some other stuff here. And then they buffed certain characters related to Marvel Rivals. So they buffed Iron Man, they buffed Magneto. I don't want to like take this too seriously because I don't know Marvel Puzzle Quest. I have no idea. But if you take a look at the comments are good. There's a lot of comments. There's like a decent number of comments, and they seem happy. They seem generally positive. So I would guess that this is good, and this is like a decent amount of content for Puzzle Quest compared to what they usually get. So in any way you slice it, you compare that to one uniform. And yeah, you do feel like we got the short end of the stick. I can't disagree with you there. It is a new uniform and a tier 4, so it's a little bit more than a new uniform. It's like 1.5 Marvel Snap cards. Okay, let's put it that way. Or like maybe 2 Marvel Snap cards tops. But yeah, we did kind of get the short end of the stick. Not as short as Marvel Rivals, who just got a bunch of nameplates, okay? But it is what it is. What can I say other than, I mean, besides what I've already said and the feeling that, yeah, it does kind of suck. The only other thing I can really say is a 2-parter. 1, Marvel Future Fight can always do more collabs with Rivals in the future. So hopefully if the collab does well, or if they feel like it's worth it, then they can do more collabs. In particular, I do want to highlight the fact that although the data miner said that there was a Marvel Rivals collab, they didn't know what it was. So that leads me to believe that it's possible they have already designed multiple Rivals characters, and they're going to slowly release them over time. And that's why when the data miner looked in the game files, they found Marvel Rivals info, but not as specifically, oh, it has to be MAGIK, because they didn't do anything for anybody else, right? So that's one thing that I just want to, that's pure speculation, but I just want to throw that out there as a possibility. The second thing is, if the Rivals collab does well in Marvel Future Fight, they can always do more. On the other hand, if it doesn't do well, they're probably not going to do more. So I don't want to FOMO you guys. I don't want to say like, hey, you better like the update. You better pretend you like the update or else. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, if you really want them to add Jeff, if you really want them to add like the thick Invisible Woman, the Malice Invisible Woman, or you really want them to add the Freaky Mantis or whatever, you know, supporting this mini mid-month update is a way to do it. And you don't have to support it by spending money. I'm not telling you to spend money, but you can go and upvote a YouTube video, you can leave a comment, whatever. Again, I'm not telling you to do any of this stuff. I don't make any money. None of this matters to me in a way that's tangible. I'm just saying that from a marketing perspective, if you do a collab and the collab appears successful, you're going to do more collabs. Remember, Morbius came out and it was a piece of shit movie, and then there were so many memes online that they gaslighted the Sony executives into re-releasing Morbius in theaters Look at the power of the internet. And that's just trolling. That's not genuine engagement. So if you genuinely engage with stuff, you would be surprised what can happen. And a lot of YouTube channels for Marvel Future Fight are honestly proof of that, my own included, where we just talk about stuff and highlight stuff and say like, hey, we like this, hey, we like this, hey, we like this. And then what do you know, 6 months later, there's updates for it, there's new characters for it, there's new uniforms for it, etc. So, you know, some of the power is really in your hands, is what I'm trying to say. That being said, yeah, I would encourage Marvel Future Fight devs to try a little bit harder next time with a collab. It does bring a tear to my eye in a way that after almost 10 years, we're finally getting actual collabs. You know, going through the gamut of playing gacha games with Japanese animes who get collabs like every 3 months, you know? It is nice to finally see it happen in Future Fight. Would I want to see more collabs? Absolutely. There's many more Rivals characters that I think are really cool. And I don't want to speculate too much and like dick ride, glaze, whatever too much, but keep in mind, the thing that Marvel Rivals got from Marvel Future Fight is a nameplate for the OG Sharon Rogers. That's kind of cringe, sure. But remember, Danny Koo made Luna Snow. Luna Snow was the second OC. Okay? Luna Snow gets added to Marvel Rivals, and that sort of creates a loop to bring it back to the collab with Marvel Future Fight. And then they choose Sharon for the nameplate. So I wouldn't be surprised down the road, 6 months from now, a year from now, they add Sharon Rogers as a new character in Rivals, and then they queue that up a couple weeks later or a couple months later with a collab in Marvel Future Fight where they add another uniform for a Rivals character, or they add a new character from Rivals in Marvel Future Fight. Do you see what I'm saying? And it's sort of like a ping pong game, back and forth. Dun, 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 dun. I'm just saying. Listen, purely speculation, but it does make sense to me. And you got to think about it from a marketing point of view. I think a lot of people get caught up in their feelings and their emotions, whatever. I understand. You're upset, whatever. You wanted this, you wanted that. It's not enough. I listen. I see what you do for other people, and you know, whatever. And I want you to do it for me. I get it. But at the same time, you got to think about it from a marketing point of view. Marvel Snap makes way more money than Marvel Future Fight. Spoiler alert, guys. Okay, Marvel Future Fight does not make very much money. The player base is much smaller, and they are not big spenders compared to Snap. Snap has a bunch of insane whales who come from games that are literally just like gacha collection, right? It's like Pokemon fans. They're just gonna buy shit for the sake of buying it. Sorry, Ibig. But you know, Snap makes a ton of money, so I'm not surprised that they get a much bigger collab than we get. Again, I'm not saying that you should go out and spend money in Marvel Future Fight so we get a bigger collab. I'm just saying, when you start looking at things from a marketing perspective, these things start to make sense rather than being like just frustrating anomalies. And you're like, oh, Marvel Future Fight's just getting screwed over because they hate us. No, little bro. It's because money. Ultimately, unfortunately, it's because money. So yeah, it means that maybe Puzzle Quest makes more money than Rivals, or Puzzle Quest makes more money than Snap. That would be insane, bro. They got Magneto. That's insane. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyways, guys, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. Smash the like button if you enjoyed the content, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.